Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
Oh, yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee, and happy Hot Monday. No matter where you are, we got a special guest host today. My girl Lima Row is here with us.
Hi, good morning, guys.
I know you're used to this weather.
Yes, I love this weather because I can't do the cold.
Well, you're here from the Virgin Islands, but you got to go back home at some point this week. You're missing all of this, like, record-breaking high temperatures when you leave.
That's fine. That's fine.
The difference is we ain't got no water to get into. All right? You just got to be hot and walk around.
Have to find a pool somewhere.
I saw a lot of people walking around with fans today. Just said, like, those little electric fans. That's the thing. But another thing that we have happening today that's very important, we have the sleep doctor coming to join us. So we're excited to talk about that. Dan, you sent me this whole link. Sleep Dr. Chris is going to be here today. You know how important sleep is. Do you get enough sleep, you think?
I think I do.
How much do you sleep a night?
Probably like 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
When I'm back,
you like a
when
newborn.
when I'm back home, I think because the island is so like slow paced.
Right, you get to sleep.
There's not a lot of stuff going on outside for you to be outside. So unless I'm at home doing work and working, then I'm in bed.
I love that for you.
I'm in the bed like by 8, 9 o'clock.
Well, we're gonna give you guys all the tips that you need to get better sleep. But let's shine a light when we come back. 800-292-5150. Call us up.
I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest host today, Lima Row.
Hi, guys.
And today we want to shine a light on the governor of Maryland, Wes Moore. He pardoned over 6,900 people convicted of marijuana possession. He did that to celebrate Juneteenth, but that also builds on the more than 175,000 pardons his administration issued last year. He also has a new initiative called Just Communities that's going to invest millions of dollars into communities that have historically faced economic and social disadvantages. He also said he's tired of doing all of these studies about reparations. You don't need another study. You actually need action to take place. And so that Just Committees program is going to direct $400 million in state funding to these historically disadvantaged communities that have faced discriminatory housing practices and all of that. So we commend him for that. Now, James, who do you want to shine a light on?
I wanted to give a shout out to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's been listening to you for a really long time and the Breakfast Club for a really long time. That comes on right before you. She's my angel. She's my light. And, I just wanted to do that for her.
What's her name?
Toy, T-O-Y.
Oh, hey, Toy. First of all, we love you. Thank you for being a loyal friend of ours. We appreciate you. And you are a light.
Yeah, she is my light.
Well, thank you for calling.
Thank you for being awesome, Angela.
All right, I appreciate you.
Of course.
That was Shine a Light, 800-292-5150. In case you couldn't get through, you could always leave a message to Shine a Light. And when we come back, Cardi B has an announcement to make. We're excited for this. I'm not going to lie. As soon as I walked in, Lima Row came in here and said, y'all like Cardi's new song? So we're excited for this. It's Way Up.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest host for today, Lima Row. Now, I told y'all, Lima Row came in here today, and what'd you say first thing? You asked about Cardi B.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that record?
Yes. And so you'll be excited to know that Cardi B is planning to, it looks like, finally put out this album. Now, I don't know what was going on with the label because clearly Atlantic Records has had some shuffling around. Some people are gone. Some new people are there. But here is what Cardi B had to say when she announced her new project.
7 years and the time has come. 7 years of love, life, and loss. 7 years I gave them grace, but now I give them hell. I learned power is not given, it's taken. I'm shedding feathers and no more tears. I'm not back, I'm beyond. I'm not your villain, I'm your karma. The time is here, the time is now. I got an announcement to make.
Now, if you saw this, she had some back and forth with the label, but then she went live and apologized to Atlantic because she said she was being very bratty, very mean, and very nasty because she didn't want to drop the song. But you liked it.
I like it. I love it. I love it. I think it's giving, I've been through a lot. Mm-hmm. And I've dealt with a lot, and now I'm going to do me. So
right.
I'm outside.
She's outside.
Right.
Be mad because I'm doing a you on you. I'm
Yes,
outside. Okay.
yes.
All right. Now, let's talk about India Arie. Now, this is a story that I watch unfold since Father's Day, right? Where India Arie and her mother, Joyce Simpson, shared something with the world, something that they've never talked about before publicly. And this is the fact that they were both abused by India Arie's father and Joyce Simpson's ex-husband, Ralph Simpson. He's a former professional ball player. And here is what India Arie's mother, Joyce, had to say on Substack.
I've kept this secret for over 45 years. My India Arie is a survivor. You, Ralph Simpson, you raped me. I stayed quiet. You molested your daughter when she was a very young child. I stayed quiet. Stop trying to reach out to her for money or forgiveness. India said she wrote about the abuse in a song called Get It Together.
Wow. So if you know that song, Get It Together, it's a beautiful song. And now that you can go back and listen to it and know that she's talking about her dad in this song, definitely hits different. Here is Get It Together. You know, her mom said that she actually wanted to kill him. She accused Ralph Simpson of sexually abusing their daughter and financially exploiting their son as well. And she stayed silent for 45 years, she said, hiding what was both physical and sexual abuse.
That's a lot to carry around for
Ooh,
a
baby,
long
for the whole
time and
family.
not say anything. But
Yes.
you know what? God handles people better than you can. So I'm glad that she didn't do what she wanted to do.
She said the family curse stops here. We're telling the truth for us and for future generations. So it feels like maybe within the family, she was dealing with this, and now they're letting the world know what it is that they've been going through. It's just really powerful. If you have a chance to go watch this, go listen to this Substack and go hear it. And India Arie also wanted to let people know. She said, we, my whole family, chose to not publicly reveal my father's name, giving him the grace he doesn't deserve, but punishment was exacted and still is being. Those of you accusing my mother of letting the abuse happen, one, my mom didn't know until I was an adult. Two, when she said I stayed quiet, what she meant was not saying his name publicly. All of this was said already, but since some people don't comprehend, when my mom did find out, I had to hold her back, and that's in the audio too, but some people don't listen, for those people blaming her mom. All right, well, that is your Yeetie. When we come back, we have About Last Night. Now, Lima Row, you are here from St. Croix, and we want to find out what you got going on and why you're in New York. All right? It's way up.
So, about last night. Here's how it went down.
It's way up with Angela Yee. Happy Monday. We're just having a great day today already. Now, Lima Row is here.
I am.
From the Virgin Islands.
Hello, all the way from St. Croix.
Yeah, we're talking about St. Croix for Carnival for the end of this year, beginning of January, which is my birthday, by the way. But you're in town doing what?
I'm working on some music, actually.
Okay.
I've been very quiet for like the past year and a half, and something inside of me has been telling me I need to get back.
Well, at Carnival in St. Thomas, you actually filmed a video.
Yeah, I did last year.
Yeah, last year. I was there.
Yeah, you was in the same troop with me.
Yeah.
And that was fun. So I got some stuff that I've been working on, and I'm going to just get to work.
How can people also follow you, reach out to you, maybe, come out, do some...
You can follow me on Instagram at Lima_Row. That's LIMA_ROE, and on Facebook at Lima Row. And I mean, my music on Apple, iTunes, Spotify. Check me out on YouTube, Lima Row. I'm everywhere.
Now, over the weekend, I was actually in Detroit. Which was an amazing time. Shout out to everybody that I had a chance to see. Happy birthday to my girl, Chris Carson, on JLB in Detroit. But I was actually out there because I have this building in Midtown. It's a 30-unit building that it's taken us 2 years to get to the point where people could, start moving in. And Gail Perry Mason, she has Money Matters for Youth. She started this organization to help kids with financial literacy. But she's also a best-selling author. It's all about finances. She was like, let me go ahead and put together something for you, a brunch at her house to bring together different women who are doing things in the space of justice-impacted women, because we do have some units set aside for that. When I tell you, it was just a powerful, powerful event that she put together just for me to like sit and meet everybody and just talk about this building and try to get like the support that we need, but also make sure that we're doing what we need to do in the community to give back. Because it's not just providing housing, it's the wraparound services for women who are coming home, who might have some obstacles. You know, I've been learning a lot about how different it is when women serve time than when men do. They were talking about how, you know, buses going to visit men, it'd be packed, but then going to visit women is a whole different story. And then even coming home, sometimes people don't even have an address to go home to, so they end up having to stay even longer. So just making sure that we're on the ground, like meeting the right people, doing the work. So I just want to thank Gail Perry Mason for putting that together. It was so inspiring.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
For us to be there. Now, you know what's coming up next. Tell us a secret. 800-292-5150. Don't turn around, because I know you got some. 800-292-5150. Y'all get to remain anonymous. This is a no judgment zone. I know we got a lot of secrets in our stash, right, that we keep from other people.
Drink my tea.
And of our own. Sip your tea. 800-292-5150. I'm here with Lima Row, and we want to hear your secrets. That's 800-292-5150. You might end up in a song. All right? 800-292-5150. Call us up. Tell us a secret.
Tell us your darkest secret. Call 800-292-5150. This is Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.
Shh. This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
I know that's right. It's time for Tell Us a Secret. It's Way Up with Angela Yee with guest host Lima Row today. Are you ready for these?
I'm ready.
Okay. Now remember, it's a no judgment zone. People are anonymous. 800-292-5150. What's up, anonymous caller? What's your secret?
I've been married so far since 2013. Unfortunately for my spouse, I secretly filed for divorce because I want to be married to someone else.
So you've been with somebody else on the side for how long?
Probably about the same amount of time I've been married.
What made you marry him?
Oh, I like that. What made me marry her?
Her. I'm sorry.
No apologies. You had no clue. I loved her when it started.
Mm-hmm. But you love somebody else at the same time?
Somebody else at the same time was like filling a lot of voids that was going on in our marriage. And it's not necessarily her, it's her family. It's like I took on the marriage of the family, and her family has like, her family is almost like the modernized Adam family. Like, I couldn't do it anymore.
Well, how long were you together before you got married?
Probably about 3 years.
Do you think that she's doing anything else or just you?
I think that she has done something else, but I'll be perfectly honest, I'm not going to take anything from anyone. Mm-hmm. I think she's a super woman. I think she's awesome. I just think it was me that was being a coward and not living up to my truth.
Wow. You think that things would be different when because you're going from one marriage to another?
I'm a very transparent person. Probably not, because same way you get a person, same way you lose them. So I'm sure karma is waiting for me at the altar.
Why you don't stay single then, just out of curiosity?
I was just going to say, why do you feel like you got to get married?
I have no clue. I just feel like maybe I owe that person that commitment because she stood in my corner all these years. But that does raise the eyebrow. Like, I don't have to be married.
Yeah, and you're not going to stay committed either. So I don't know that that's going to really matter.
Ouch. But okay, I'll take my lick.
Marriage don't change anything. It's just a title if you ask me.
Yeah, marriage doesn't change anything but your name.
Well, you know what? Best of luck to you. When are you going to tell her you want to get divorced?
Probably sooner than later if they're not listening to the radio.
Okay. Well, she knows now.
I hope she's not.
Okay. Good luck to all parties involved. But maybe you do need to just be single for a second.
Yeah, I agree.
Just hearing it opposed to like thinking and hearing it from an outside source, it does make a little bit more sense.
All right, that's what we're here for, to make sense.
Definitely, I appreciate you.
All right, thank you for calling.
Yes, have a good one.
You too. All right, well, that was Tell Us a Secret, 800-292-5150, in case you couldn't get through. And when we come back, we have your Yeezy. And let's talk music, since Lima Row is here as an artist and a station owner, period. Hello. I want to talk about Jim Jones and what he had to say about Nas. It has people in a crazy debate right now. We'll talk about it. It's Way Up.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
Oh, music debates. We love them. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Lima Row is here, guest hosting with me today.
Hi, guys.
Hey guys, let's get into this Yee tea. Jim Jones versus Nas. This is something I did not think would ever be like a conversation. But Jim Jones has said that he is bigger than Nas. He became bigger than Nas. He gave him his flowers, but he also says that basically when it comes to later music, you know, he's wrapping circles around Nas. And here's what he had to say about that.
But they forget I got a hell of a catalog. Me, Jim Jones, myself. No diplomats, no nobody else. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. So let's not get into that where we get into numbers and I got to show you the statistics of what I've done. You heard to what other people has done. You heard them. You want to go to the Billboard entries, pull up Nas Billboard entries, then pull up my Billboard entries.
All right. He also went on the Nightcap podcast with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco and doubled down on his claims. Here's what he said.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say. I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. I don't feel like getting into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that.
But listen, I will run circles around Nas rapping right now.
All right, so first he was on the Joe and Jada podcast, and then he went on Nightcap. Now, I want to also reference what was said on social media. They put up a chart. Did you see this chart, Lima?
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
So they compared, basically it was like a heavyweight chart, just like what they do in wrestling. They put up the stats. Nas's age, 51, Jim Jones, 48. Monthly Spotify listeners, Nas is at 9.2 million, Jim Jones is at 860,000. Net worth, Nas is 80 million. Great investments he's made. Jim Jones, 10 million. Still nothing to laugh at. That's a nice number. Singles released, Nas has over 79, while Jim Jones has 47. Billboard Hot Entries, Nas has over 15. Jim Jones has 2. Platinum albums, Nas has 8. Jim Jones, it says here, has 0. So he had to kind of admit that he may have made a little boo-boo.
Yeah. But it's good to feel good about yourself, and it's good to have this confidence. And I mean, you're always supposed to feel like you're it.
Yeah.
And nobody's better than you.
Another thing that happened is Nas posted a picture of himself with LeBron, Rich Paul, Maverick. He put New York Knights. And so people are like, you know, Nas surrounds himself with all these business people as kind of a low-key response to this conversation. And Jim Jones posted, if you 40 and up arguing with me about Nas, y'all already lost. Y'all fell for the bait. My streams go up every time I got viral. I'm teaching you older artists a lesson in marketing. Y'all so stuck in yesterday. Y'all mad at the way things run today. Tighten up, LOL.
I know that's right.
One thing Jim Jones does know how to do is get people talking.
Hello?
Every time he does something, it's going to go viral. When he came up here.
He know what he doing.
Yes. And started talking about Kanye and his Dipset chain that went.
And them numbers went up, right?
When he did lip service. And, well, I don't even want to bring that back up again. All right, well. But that is your UT. When we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are the stories that are under the radar, but you definitely need to know about them. We do have one tragic story from Chicago that I definitely have to address today. Everybody be safe. It's Way Up. Under the Radar is next.
Check the news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with guest host Lima Row today. Make sure y'all check out Row FM. And let's get into some of these under the radar stories. Now, a woman who is a well-known hairstylist from Chicago, Zari Wells, only 27 years old. Her body was recovered Saturday in Lake Michigan near Navy Pier. You know, it was Black Yacht Weekend in Chicago. Such a sad and unfortunate situation. We were in here today talking about who can swim and who can't swim.
Yeah.
But from my understanding with Lake Michigan, even if you can swim, those waters get really rough. And just to put it in perspective, there were at least 3 people who were hospitalized and at least a dozen water rescues that happened along the lakefront over the weekend. So, you know, apparently even if you can swim, that current can be so strong that it can really affect you now.
But I have like so many questions. Like, were there any life jackets on the boat? Like, or, you know, they have those things that you throw out to help someone if they're like...
Right.
need to get back in. So it's like I have so much questions. Like, how did that happen?
You know, it's just really tragic. And now her mom said that her daughter's friend called Saturday afternoon to tell her what happened. She said she rushed in an Uber to the hospital. Dozens of family and friends joined her at Northwestern, holding out hope for a miracle. They did try to save her, but apparently she fell off the boat because of the current. She said she doesn't go out much because she works all the time, traveling to different cities. Again, she was a hairstylist. She said, my baby worked so hard. She was doing 10 to 12 hair appointments a day. She also was best friends with Kanika Jenkins, who was found dead in the Crown Plaza Hotel back in 2017. She went missing for nearly a day and they found her locked in the freezer.
Right.
If you recall, she said she had her name tattooed on her upper shoulder because they were so close and so tight. So we do want to give our condolences to her family and friends. There's such a tragic way and so
sad.
Unexpected for something like that to happen. All right, and soaring temperatures throughout the United States have caused issues with Major League Baseball on Saturday. Ellie De La Cruz and Seattle Mariners reliever Trent Thornton both got sick in their respective games. One was at the Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri. The temperature at first pitch was 92 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's when De La Cruz vomited in the outfield during the fourth inning of that game because, you know, being as hot as it is. Apparently, he was drinking a whole lot of water just to try to stay hydrated, and then he ended up vomiting. And he did decide to stay in the game, so that was good for him. Also, Trent Thornton had to be treated by emergency medical technicians. This was at Wrigley Field. The heat was 94 degrees at first pitch. So it's crazy that they still play.
You gotta stay hydrated because it's hot outside.
But then it make you throw up. You know, but in the weather like that, you got to think, you know, if it's raining really hard, they'll cancel a game or postpone it.
But if
when
it's hot, no.
Yeah, you still got to play. And those outfits do not look very breathable. No,
at all.
Tight outfits and everything.
Like polyester, right?
Yeah. I'll be like sweating. I know they had them bat wings under those pants. You know what bat wings are?
No, what's that?
You guys know what bat wings are?
No, what's that?
When your testes stick to your sides of your legs. And like wings, you got to peel them off because it's so hot and sticky.
Oh, no.
All right, well, that is your Under the Radar. We do have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Plus, we have Sleep Dr. Chris joining us. That's Dr. Christopher J. Allen. And he started his journey into sleep medicine during his residency when he had sleep apnea. But he's going to give you guys all the tips that you need to make sure you get the right amount of sleep. It's a Monday. Let's get it going. It's Way Up.
Ask me what I got.
The Way Up mix kicks off at the top of the hour on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm here with guest host Lima Row. How you feeling?
I am feeling lovely.
I'm loving this. All right, well, let's get into some Yee tea. Princess Love was recently on Gigi's Pink Conversation. Shout out to my girl Gigi on Now That's TV. And she talked about Ray J and says that Ray J has a different thought about what cheating is. Here's what she said.
Him saying that strippers and prostitutes don't count irked my soul.
Oh, yeah. He
As
believes that
his
too.
wife.
He believes that.
What is your thoughts on that?
That's his opinion. And that's why we're not together. I can't.
I agree with you, Princess.
Yeah, Ray J is, I wish he was here so we could debate this. The one thing about Ray J is he will sit here and debate it with you.
I don't think Ray J understands like the transfer of energies when you're like intimate with so many different people. You know,
I feel like he's clearly going through some things, and watching him streaming and all the stuff that he's saying and doing. Like, I have so much love for Ray J because he is so like fun to be around and entertaining. But then sometimes it's like, Ray J, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. All right. Now R. Kelly, you know, Joycelyn Savage is his quote-unquote fiance, and according to her parents, they haven't spoken to her. They haven't been able to get in contact with her, and she still thinks that she's with R. Kelly and that they're going to get married. Well, she's saying that she's not a victim. She's saying that she is not a sex slave. Here's what she had to say.
I've been with Robert for 10 years. I have seen him every weekend for the past 6 years. Just 3 years ago, I proposed to Robert, and he said yes. And we are planning on getting married and having a family, and I'm very excited about that. Please do not believe the lies that my mother and father are coming out here saying about me and Robert. I am not held against my will. I am not a sex slave. I am not brainwashed or any of those crazy lies.
So she proposed.
Yeah, she proposed to him.
Okay.
And hasn't spoken to her family in years. That has to be really tough for the parents.
Yeah.
to be going through this. And for her, I don't know what she got.
Because I'm sure they feel like she was brainwashed.
Yeah. And she's claiming that she's not, which is definitely a sign. Because nobody who's brainwashed is like, yes, I'm brainwashed. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, Megan Thee Stallion. She was on the latest episode of Love Island. I've been watching it. I want to say I was watching the videos of Ace, who does the virtual dance classes. Have you seen these virtual dance classes that he does? It's actually pretty cool. But Megan Thee Stallion was on the latest episode. I got to catch up with all of them. And one person that she seems to have taken a liking to, as a lot of people who are watching have, is Olandria. And here's what happened.
All of y'all are so amazing. Baby, Alandria.
Yeah. You know my name!
What is the booty routine for it?
Genetics, babe.
Genetics. I don't know how many screenshots I got of you, friend.
So there was a twerk contest. She put both the guys and the girls through to see who could shake it the best. So you got to watch all of that. I feel like Ace might have had an unfair advantage when it comes to that. But anyway, that is your Yeetie. When we come back, Lima Row is guest hosting today. But we got to let you know more about who she is. Just the amazing person, the amazing boss, the amazing artist. There's a human being that we want to talk to and get to know more. It's Way Up. Yo, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. And as you know, Lima Row has been guest hosting all day today. But I want to make sure...
I'm having a lovely time here with Angela.
We're having a pizza party too.
Yes, we are.
But I also want people to understand what it is that you do, because we first met in St. Thomas.
Yes.
For Carnival a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. And for you as an artist, but at that time we had conversations about your station. So I want you to tell people, as a boss, as an entrepreneur, it feels like something that's unreachable to be able to have your own radio station. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I worked in radio for 13 years. I managed a radio group back in the Virgin Islands, and all the years that I've been there, I mean, I gained a lot of knowledge. And I had an opportunity to have my own station, and with all the resources that was around me, I decided, yeah, I am going to give this a try. And I started it I'm like 2.5 years in, and it's been going well. There's some struggles, but
as there will be, because it's not like it's going to be something. It's a big undertaking.
Yes.
Do you feel like people are really supportive too? Because I've heard so many positive things about what you're doing for artists.
There's some people that are, and then there's always
doubters.
Yes.
Let's call it
that. I don't worry with them too much though.
But then also, as an artist, this is something that it feels like it's a natural thing. Like, you have your station, but you also have been doing music.
Yeah, I've been doing music for a long time. I started with my cousins back in the days. They had like a rap group, and they used to turn the island upside down. And
you did pageants too as a kid.
Oh yeah, I was a pageant girl. Yeah. Like, I competed in like 10, 11 pageants.
So you were a pageant girl. You were in a rap group.
I was born for the stage.
You were born for the stage.
From 8 years old, I've been on the stage.
So what do you like better, being on stage or being a behind the scenes entrepreneur?
I like being on stage.
Okay.
That's my thing.
Not the paperwork.
No, I hate it.
Well, I love to see it, because I just think, all the support that I've been seeing you getting, but we never know the ins and outs of what really goes on, because
I wear it so well.
Yeah, you would never know.
You would never know.
We do have a snippet of a song. It's called Hush.
Yes.
All right, so let's hear that. So nice that you sampled one of our favorites from Brooklyn, Lil' Kim.
Hey, I mean, that's my girl. Shout out Lil' Kim.
Well, anyway, y'all make sure you tap in with our girl Lima Row. So you're really going to be going heavy on the music now too, right?
Yes. I mean, I've been in the studio working. So we have some records. We just going to figure out how we're going to roll this out. And I think New York's going to be my new spot.
Okay, we love it. We love to have you. Well, when we come back, Ask Yee, 800-292-5150. Maybe you have questions about entrepreneurship, but also, of course, about relationships, friendships, whatever it is. Call us up. We're here to help. That's 800-292-5150. It's Way Up.
You Way Up with Angela Yee.
Let's go. Yeah.
When you can't go to your friends and family for advice, she got you. Call 800-292-5150 and Ask Yee. Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts.
So you should know.
This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Lima Row is here, guest hosting today. Hey.
Hi.
And it's time for Ask Yee. You ready to get some advice?
The best that I can.
All right, 800-292-5150. Hello, anonymous caller. What's your question?
I'm kind of new to this baby daddy thing and child support type of thing. I've only been with it for about a year now, and I was actually fighting a case to get off of it. But summer just started, and I just got my kids back after a year, and I'm thinking I'm good with being on child support.
Okay, so you like the child support now?
No, I don't like child support, but my kid has kind of been a little warped to thinking that I'm only around for like financial stuff. So if she's thinking that way, then I don't want to undo her brainwashing, nor do I want to fight it. So I think I'm just going to do the child support.
And not see your kid?
No, I'm still see her.
Okay.
But as far as like all the extra stuff that I do, like going to resorts and stuff like that, I'm not doing that no more. We'll let child support handle all that.
Oh, okay. So you're not going to financially do anything but exactly what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, that's it. No extras.
I don't really agree with that, though.
Yeah, what about your kid?
I'm guessing you and the mother is not on good terms?
We're not on any terms. We're not on good terms or bad terms. We've been separated for about 8 years. The kid is 11.
But don't take it out. Don't take it out on your child. That's a process too. You don't know how kids are, what your child is hearing at home, and the amount of time that.
So I don't want to fight that. I don't want to keep that a back and forth. I don't want to be like, well, yeah, your mom does this, your mom does that. My child is smart enough; she'll figure out eventually. But I also do not want her to think that I'm just here as a money thing. Call your dad when you want to go to the mall. Call your dad when you want to go to this.
Well, these children do grow up. And eventually, they know who was the problem and who was not.
Yeah.
So as long as you continue doing what you're supposed to do, everything will work out the way it's supposed to. Yeah. But I still think that you should not just limit it to what you have to do for the child through the child support.
And you also need to explain to your child too, like, hey, call me for other things, not just for money. You can always say that. And you don't have to bash the mom. We
had that conversation a few times, but it kept coming up. It's like she's not getting in her head. That's the thing. And then every time like we get into a deeper conversation about it, she explains it's something that her mom explained to her.
Maybe you need some family counseling, because sometimes it's an outside person that really can make the difference.
Oh, yeah, we already do that.
Okay.
We don't talk about stuff like that. I guess that never comes up.
All right.
Like I said, I don't like to badmouth her mom.
Well, I'm just taking into consideration, maybe it's hurtful to you, and that's why you're reacting this way, as a father who's present. But just remember, you don't know what goes on in a child's mind sometimes, and that's not easy for a kid. So just always put that first and foremost.
Let's see how it works out. Thanks for the advice.
All right. Well, good luck to you. I know sometimes it's hard for fathers who feel unappreciated, and he doesn't want to feel like a bank, and he doesn't like this whole child support system. But
yeah, I feel like sometimes too it's done spitefully.
Yeah, a lot of times. But I just hate to see like a kid suffer from that. Well, that was our Ask Ye, 800-292-5150. If you couldn't get through, you could leave a message and ask a question that way. And when we come back, Sleep Dr. Chris is going to be joining us, Dr. Christopher J. Allen. One of the most important things that you cannot sacrifice is sleep. And we're going to tell you the best way to do it and how you can improve. It's way up.
And I'm back. We're about to do this. One of the most famous women in radio. We're talking about Angela Yee.
You're way up with Angela Yee.
Please believe that.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I am here with Dr. Christopher J. Allen, a.k.a. Sleep Dr. Chris. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me here.
Let's talk about what it is that you do for a living and the importance of that, because we used to believe that sleep is a cousin of death, but now people are like, no, you got to get some rest.
First, I'm a pediatric neurologist, but I'm also a sleep medicine doctor for kids and adults. And so any sleep disorders I look at and I make sure that they're getting their quality sleep. So it can be anywhere from sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, having insomnia, having a sleep disorder called obstructive sleep apnea. Mm-hmm. That's the things that I look at.
How do you know if you have a sleep disorder?
Well, when you see a sleep professional, we go over a comprehensive exam to see if you do, but it starts at home. For adults, you need anywhere from 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Mm-hmm. And when I say that, a lot of people start looking at themselves like, oh no, I only get like 5 or 6. First, you give yourself grace and then ask yourself, why am I not getting that? But if you're getting that recommended amount of sleep and you're still waking up and you're still tired, that's what you just talk to your provider or see a sleep professional for that.
Right now, I'm talking to Sleep Dr. Chris, a.k.a. Dr. Christopher J. Allen. Another thing that is an issue is people who can't sleep, right? And people who are like, my mind is racing, I have insomnia, I lay down and I'm just up all night, and then by the time I finally fall asleep, it's time to get up.
Yeah.
Sometimes people will take pills for that. But what would you say to somebody that's like, I have so much stress, my mind is racing, or sometimes at night I just can't even go to sleep.
That's when you need to get like a sleep professional involved. And I always tell them that like my job is not for you to be on medication. Whatever I'm going to do what I can to make sure that we don't have to put you on any medication. Now there's medications out there, but I always tell people this, the bedroom. It's only for 3 things, and they all start with the letter S. So if you're sick, if you're sleeping, and we all know what that third S is for.
I don't know. Can you tell us?
It rhymes with the Rex. And so if you're not doing any of those 3 things, you get out of bed. And a lot of people stay in bed, and you heard about bed rotting, and there's this in bed, but that can actually perpetuate making your sleep worse. So if it's more than 20 minutes, get out of bed. And usually when I tell my patients, if your mind is racing and you have those thoughts going, what I usually tell them, get a piece of paper out and just write down what you're thinking. That's telling your body, I know we're thinking about all of this, but we're going to save it for another day. And consistency is key. If you wake up consistently at the same time, then that's going to help you fall asleep at night. I've heard stories and I've had patients where this is going on for like years. And it's unfortunate because sometimes people think it's insomnia and it's not. It could be a sleep disorder like obstructive sleep apnea. There is like a circadian rhythm disorder, meaning that your body is in a different time zone, so you're naturally a night owl. It's like, you have a job where you got to be up at 7 o'clock, but your body wants to go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. There's ways to fix that.
You can reset it.
You can.
Is it okay to press snooze like 3 times before you get up?
So you should put it at the time where you want to wake up on that, because if you're pressing it like so many times, it's like you're jump starting your body again. It's like, oh, we're back to sleep. Nope, wake up. Oh, I'm back to sleep.
What about cat naps? I've heard that those are really good for you, or taking naps like during the day.
Well, it depends on what you're doing and how often are you taking those naps. Napping's okay. You don't want to nap too long. When it gets over 90 minutes, then
you went to sleep.
Yeah, it's an actual sleep cycle. Yeah. So you want to have it like,
that's not a nap.
If you get a quick 30 minutes, and like that's a good like cat nap, that can be helpful. But it's like, why are you taking those cat naps?
Temperature. I've heard that you're supposed to sleep with like 10 degrees lower than what's comfortable, and that's what gets you a better sleep. Some people like to sleep, nice and toasty. I want to know what your thoughts are, and does it make a difference what the temperature is when you go to sleep?
So you want a cool, dark room. Normally, you want it to be anywhere from like 65 to 68 degrees.
Okay.
That's the recommended temperature to sleep. Now, if you're not having any problems and you're sleeping warm, then I tell people that if you're okay, I'm okay. Now, if they're having problems, then that's when I start to look at it and ask.
Right now, I'm talking to Sleep Dr. Chris, a.k.a. Dr. Christopher J. Allen. What are you asking me, Dan? What does it mean? Oh, will you wake up and you feel like you are falling? Or you hit the ground? Or there's also that where you wake up and it feels like your teeth fell out?
Yes, that does happen.
Yeah, that's anxiety, they say.
I've never experienced that, but
have.
Even on social media, a lot of people ask me about that too. I was like, you know what?
It feels
You're
like
not
your
the
teeth are
only one.
loose, and you're like, what happened? Did my teeth fall out? Is my tooth loose? And it really feels like that.
Yeah. To answer that first question, when you're falling, sometimes when people are falling asleep and you're like within that drowsy state to almost in your light sleep, sometimes you get that arousal period where like you have that feeling and like you're falling and you're going right between it because everyone says,
that arousal.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, when I say arousal, it's funny. There I go talking like a talking. You're like, what?
That's a real thing too, right?
So yeah. So when your body arousal, when your body is waking up between that transition, hey, it's funny. You made me think about that when I talk to my patients now. I was like, I was just looking at your arousal. Yeah, I literally said it to earlier this week for a patient. Yeah, I was looking at your arousals during the sleep study. It's like, what? Wait, what? That answers that question for me now. But when you're in that transition of wake and asleep, and like you're waking back up, and you feel that like falling, that's what usually happens, like, with it. That's normal. Even the whole, like when your teeth is falling out, it's just that like when you're going from like, I'm drowsy, now I'm asleep, there's some weird things that happen when it goes through that transition. Just like when you're dreaming and having those things happen as well.
Thank you so much, Sleep Dr. Chris, for all of this information. How can people find you?
On Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. If you put in Sleep Dr. Chris, so Sleep Dr. Chris. And then I have my own practice in Saginaw, Michigan, which is called Quality Sleep and Neurology. So if you go to qualitysleepandneurology.com, that's my practice. And then there's another click to Sleep Dr. Chris on there. Thank you for having me.
You can watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee, learning about just how important sleep is and how to get the most quality sleep that you can. And when we come back, you guys have the last word.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and I'm here with my guest host, Lima Row. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me, Angela.
You know, I heard you're going to be in New York a whole lot more, you said earlier.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I got some people out here, and honestly, to tell you the truth, a lot of people, my listeners, they're from New York, Brooklyn, Bronx. Yeah.
Okay, we love it. All over and Atlanta. We're on in Atlanta. I know that's another one of your stomping grounds.
I spent a lot of times in Atlanta. I used to live out there too.
Okay, well, listen, y'all, tap in with Lima Row. That's LIMA_ROE.
Yes.
Listen for the new music. Again, thank you to Sleep Dr. Chris. That's Dr. Christopher J. Allen. Watch that full interview on my YouTube channel, Way Up with Yee. And, of course, this is your show, so you have the last word.
My secret is my brother was messing with a girl. I was messing with a girl. My brother took my girl. I took his girl. And now me and his girl that he had been messing around for about 3-4 years. And we loving it. That's my secret. Hopefully I hear it on the radio because I listen to y'all a hell of a lot.
Hey, Angela. This is Elizabeth, born and raised in the M. I just wanted to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Loving it, girl. Standing up for the women. I heard about all the work that you're doing. So proud, so proud. Wish me luck on my interview this morning.
Going way up, turn up with Angela Yee.